Hello, I'm ABX Toycat and welcome back to another video. When Minecraft for Xbox 360 first came out back in 2012, a lot of people saw the limited world size the game had as being such a negative thing, but to me it's actually always been this cool part of the game, because it means you can have such a big impact on the world and you can actually shape it a lot easier than you can with any other platform. And one of the questions I've always wondered is if you wanted to destroy the entire 360 or PS3 size world and put it all in chess, how long would that actually take? And that's what I figured I'd work out in today's video. But funnily enough, someone's actually tried this already, a friend of mine, Sword King 090, in his Operation Bedrock series, where he's trying to get the entire world down to bedrock, and I figured it'd be cool to tour his world in the background as I do this. So that's what I'll be doing, working out how long it takes to destroy an entire Xbox 360 size world. Please do like the video if you do like it helps out the channel a lot, and lets me know you do like it, and let's get straight into the video then, shall we? So I will clarify, a classic or 360 size world is actually 864 by 864 blocks wide. So this doesn't sound like much. You might think, oh, you can do that in an afternoon, Toycat. But in reality, this is millions of individual blocks, which, as you can imagine, starts to, take its toll eventually. So, how long will this exactly take? So the best place to start with this, I reckon, would probably be an individual chunk. If you don't know, a chunk is a 16 by 16 area, which goes all the way down to bedrock and all the way up to the sky high, and it's the unit of measurement Minecraft itself actually uses. There's 2,916 of these in a classic size world, but we'll start with just an individual one, and then we can multiply out from there. So, now we've got an individual chunk. We know that if we assume it's 70 average height roughly, that's 17,920 blocks. 70 average height, by the way, is because, extreme hill biomes go a lot higher than that, but every other biome is roughly that height or a little bit smaller, so it kind of averages out as long as you don't have too many extreme hills, which are kind of the outlier biome. But yeah, if we just assume 17,920 blocks per chunk, you might still think, okay, but dirt still takes a different amount of time to mine than diamond, right? And that is true, so we can work out the number of individual blocks per chunk on average, and the way we'll do that is we'll assume the top 4 blocks are going to be dirt, and then you'll find a 5th and a 6th layer somewhere in there, in the form of just, random blocks of it, because that's what happens, and then we can use this handy little ore chart to work out the ratio of all the other ores. So between layers 0 and 70, you can see here, coal's mostly slightly above 1%, but on average, that's roughly 1% between 0 and 70. Between 0 and 70, again with iron, you can see that's roughly 0.6% between 0 and 70. With redstone, again, because it's actually kind of common, but only in those specific layers, that's roughly 0.15% between 0 and 70. 0.05% gold is what I'm going to say between 0 and 70, because it's only from 0 to 35. And then I know for a fact there is 3.1 diamond blocks per layer, which we'll have to round down to 3 because we want an individual chunk. And then there's 3 blocks of lapis lazuli per layer. So using all of that information together, we can work out the individual number of blocks and say there's 3 diamonds, 3 lapis, 8 gold, 26 redstone, 105 iron, 179 coal, roughly per chunk, plus the 1,536 dirt blocks. And then, as a fun little fact about gravel, roughly 3% of blocks in a chunk, again another fun statistic from the Minecraft wiki, are going to be gravel too. So that means 538 gravel blocks. Now we know the breakdown of each chunk, because every other block we can assume is going to be stone. There are admittedly lava pits and water pits, but we can just assume you cover those up with stone and then mine the stone. That's the easiest way to get rid of them, and that might take a split extra second, but that's something worth bearing in mind. So with all of that time considered there, we know the breakdown of a chunk now, and we can assume if you have a diamond pickaxe, we know how long it actually takes to mine all of these blocks. So we'll start with the stone blocks, because they're the bulk of the chunk, because if just individual stone is actually 15,522 stone blocks if we assume it's everything else, which because they take 0.3 seconds to mine with a diamond pickaxe, means that it will take 4,656 seconds just to mine the stone in a chunk. So roughly in time, that's about an hour and 15 minutes. A decent amount of time just to mine the stone, and that's if you have a diamond pickaxe and you don't stop to refill, you don't stop to switch pickaxes, etc., because we can't really assume how long that time will take. So yeah, if someone's supplying you with diamond pickaxes and taking your stone off you, then yes, it would take you 4,656 seconds to mine the stone. Then we have to work out the individual time for the diamonds, the lapis, the redstone, the gold, the iron, the coal, the gravel, and the dirt. Here are the times for that. It's going to take 1.8 seconds to mine those 3 diamonds, 1.8 seconds to mine those lapis, 15.6 seconds to mine the 26 redstone, 4.8 seconds to mine your 8 gold. It's going to take 63 seconds to mine your 105 iron, your 107.4 seconds to mine the 179 coal, 80.7 seconds to mine the 538 gravel, again with a diamond tools only here, so a diamond shovel for that, and then it's going to take you 153.6 seconds to mine that 1,356 dirt. So you might look at that and think, whoa, 153 seconds for 1,053 dirt, 1.5k dirt, I'm not sure that's realistic. And the reason that's not realistic is because there is also a slight delay between when you break a block and when the next one starts. I'm not sure if this is console exclusive or what's going on there, but even though it takes 0.15 seconds to mine, a dirt block or a gravel block, this is because there is a small delay between when you mine a block and when you start mining the next one. Like, the block kind of disappears and then you start mining the next one. I'm not sure exactly why this is, if this is a console exclusive or what, but it is there's a slight delay there, and it's roughly 0.1 seconds from my testing. If you have efficiency, you mostly avoid it. That's why you can break the block behind a block without even realizing it, and that's just something worth bearing in mind here. So 0.1 seconds delay between every block without efficiency on there, because we'll assume you're not enchanting every single tool. That means 17,920 blocks equals 1,792 seconds to do the little delay between each thing. So we add that to the big timer, and that means 6,877.3 seconds per chunk to mine every single block with a diamond tool, assuming no breaks, which I know is kind of assuming a lot, but that other stuff's kind of variable, and I'll go into more about when I'm doing this later. But yeah, to just mine the blocks alone, 6,877 seconds per chunk, and then we know there's 2,916 chunks, so you can imagine this math's going to be a bit crazy, but you multiply 6,877 by 2,916, and you get, is that 2 million? No, 20 million. 54,206 seconds. So that is entirely unintelligible to me. I have no idea what 20 million seconds is actually like. I mean, I'm sure you don't either. But I decided to convert that to hours, and that gives you 5,570 hours, which still really doesn't really mean too much to me. So I converted it to days, and it's 232.1 days just to mine this alone. If you're working 24 hours around the clock, and you have someone to take this stuff away from you, if you have someone to give you pickaxes, and you already started with the pickaxes, it would take 232 days. So to put that in perspective, that would mean that, even with this extra helper person, it's going to take a full year of, 16-hour days every single day just to mine the entire world of Minecraft. That's so ridiculously insane, but it is actually in the realm of doable. I almost expected slightly more, because this means if you have 8 of you in a world, you have 2 of you being helpers, getting, the tools together, getting the stuff away, and you have 6 of you just going at it and mining. This means if you just spent like a month and a half of 16-hour days with 6 of you constantly on the world, you could in theory have the entire world destroyed and put in chests. I think that would be a bit of a long stretch to waste on that, but it's still something you can entirely do. So yeah, that is the calculations. 232 days of solid work, a year of 16-hour days, and if you just play, let's make up a number of time. Let's say you play 6 hours in the evening. That's going to take you roughly 2 and a bit years. So that is the logic, all the stuff here. The reason, by the way, I didn't include getting your first diamonds, because you can't obviously start diamonds, is because that takes a different amount of time for everyone. But if you just add a few hours to that, compared to this 232 days, it's not really too much. So let me know in the comments if you're going to be doing this. I don't expect to see any yeses, and I worry for you if I do see them, but it's a cool enough idea, I guess. And let me know what you thought of Sword King 090's world I've been showing in the background. It kind of blew my mind a little bit, and let me know about that. His channel is in the description, and other than that, please do a like video if you do like it. It helps out the channel a lot, and lets me know you do like it. Share it if you really liked it, and subscribe if you're new around here. I make videos like this every single day on my channel, and if you subscribe, you'll see them daily on your homepage. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.